Are you trying to figure out if you should go small and sharp or bigger and bolder with Mazda's crossovers? Here's the real difference between the 2026 Mazda CX-50 and the 2026 Mazda CX-30. And by the end, you'll know exactly which one fits your life, your driveway, and your budget. Let's not sugarcoat it. People mix these two up all the time. They're both 5-seat Mazdas with standard all-wheel drive, both have a 2.5-liter engine, both offer a turbo. But size, powertrain choices, cargo space, pricing, and even the vibe are not the same. One is Mazda's outdoorsy, wide-stance adventure rig. The other is the city-friendly, tight-handling compact that punches above its size. Those differences show up in inches, horsepower, torque, MPG, and dollars, and I'll walk you through every number that actually matters. First, a quick lay of the land so you don't get lost in the alphabet soup. The CX-50 sits one class up from the CX-30. Think of the CX-50 as longer, wider, and lower than most soft rotors, built in Alabama, and very much tuned for a planted, wagonish stance on the road and a tougher look off of it. Mazda calls out special editions like Meridian and brings features like a panoramic roof and chunky all-terrain tires on certain trims. It also offers something the CX-30 does not, a true hybrid system rated at 219 horsepower and an EPA-estimated 38 miles per gallon combined. That hybrid matters if you want great mileage without going full EV. The CX-30 is the smaller one, Mazda's subcompact crossover, but it's not bare bones. For 2026, it gets a bigger 10.25-inch touchscreen on select 2.5S models, new Air Edition styling packages with black emblems, and like every US CX-30 since 2023, standard I-Active all-wheel drive. Two engines live here. A naturally aspirated 2.5-liter with 186 horsepower and 186 pound-feet of torque, and an optional 2.5-liter turbo that jumps to 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque on premium fuel, or 227 and 310 on regular. So yes, the small Mazda can be a rocket if you feed it 93 octane. Let's talk size, because size drives everything from cabin feel to cargo and even how the car looks from the curb. The CX-30 measures about 173 inches long with a 104.4-inch wheelbase. It's compact in the literal sense, easy to park, easy to thread through tight streets, and light on its feet. Inside, you get 94.1 cubic feet of passenger volume and 20.2 cubic feet behind the rear seats, expanding to 45.2 with the seats down. If you're hauling a weekly grocery run and 2 backpacks, that's fine. If you're loading a stroller and a big dog at the same time, you'll be folding seats more often. The CX-50 is simply more car. It stretches to roughly 186 inches bumper to bumper, rides on a long 110.8-inch wheelbase, and sits wider. That bigger footprint shows up in the cargo bay. 31.4 cubic feet with the rear seats up, meaning it swallows gear the CX-30 can't without a Tetris session. The ground clearance can reach up to 8.6 inches depending on trim, and the whole stance feels hunkered down, yet trail-capable if you pick the right package. If you've got 2 car seats, a golden retriever, and a Costco membership, you'll appreciate the extra 11+ cubes. Now, engines and performance, because this is Mazda. We care about how it drives. Start with the CX-30. The base 2.5-liter, no turbo, makes 186 horsepower and 186 pound-feet of torque and runs through a 6-speed automatic with manual and sport modes. On the EPA cycle, the 2.5S models are rated at 24 city, 31 highway, 27 combined. Step up to the turbo and you unlock 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque on premium fuel, or 227 and 310 on regular. So yes, the small Mazda can be a rocket if you feed it 93 octane. The CX-50 gives you 3 distinct powertrains. First, the 2.5S. A 2.5-liter 4 making 187 horsepower and 185 pound-feet with the same 6-speed automatic and standard I-Active all-wheel drive. Historically, this configuration has been EPA rated around 25 city, 31 highway, 28 combined, which lines up with how Mazda quotes the 2025 model. The 2026 packaging update didn't change the engine's output, so real-world results should be similar. Next, the 2.5 turbo, 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque on premium, or 227 and 310 on regular. The turbos also bumps capability. With proper Mazda towing accessories, you can pull up to 3,500 pounds, which is pop-up camper territory. The third is the CX-50 Hybrid, rated at 219 horsepower with an EPA estimated 38 miles per gallon combined and standard electric all-wheel drive. That last one is the efficiency champ of the family by a mile. Let's put those numbers in context. A CX-30 Turbo is the pocket rocket, up to 250 horsepower in a body that's nearly a foot shorter than a CX-50. It feels eager and light, and with all-wheel drive standard, it puts power down cleanly coming out of corners. But it isn't built to tow, and the cargo area is small. The CX-50 makes similar peak numbers, but because the vehicle is larger and heavier, it trades some snap for stability, space, and confidence at speed. It's also the only one that can haul a small trailer or your pair of dirt bikes. Then there's the CX-50 Hybrid, which is the long-range highway hero. If you do lots of miles and you want Mazda steering feel without living at the pump, that's a sweet spot. Now, the parts you actually touch, tech and interiors. In the CX-30, 2026 brings that larger 10.25-inch center display with touch support for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on select 2.5S models, plus new convenience upgrades depending on trim. Wireless charging on the Preferred, and the Premium adds goodies like a heated wheel and 360-degree view monitor. The Air Edition goes light and bright inside, with white leatherette and gray suede-style accents. And throughout the range, you still get the clean, horizontal Mazda dashboard design that feels more like a compact luxury car than an Econo SUV. The CX-50 leans into a more rugged premium mood. For 2026, Mazda added a white interior option on select trims, black Mazda emblems and badges on some models, and it broadened the Meridian theme. Step up the ladder and you'll see ventilated front seats, memory seating, a panoramic moonroof, and the familiar 10.25-inch display with Alexa built in. The hybrid trims get unique wheel designs, and on the Premium Plus, heated rear seats and the full lighting package with auto-leveling headlights. If your daily life includes road trips and weekend trailheads, the CX-50's cabin and options feel tailored for that. More open-air glass, larger cargo space, and the seating upgrades that make long hours easy. Safety and driver assistance are strong on both, and honestly, Mazda packs in a lot even on the lower trims. The CX-30 includes Mazda Radar Cruise Control with stop and go, lane keeping, blind spot monitoring with rear cross traffic alert, and smart brake support, with more advanced features like cruising and traffic support on top trims. The CX-50's iActive Sense suite is equally robust, and on upper trims you'll see extras such as emergency lane keeping, blind spot assist, front cross traffic alert, and a 360-degree view monitor with see-through view. If you're comparing your family's needs, you won't be forced into high trims just to get the basics. Both cars cover the fundamentals well from the start.
Fuel economy can be the tiebreaker. In the CX-30, the base 2.5S is rated at 27 mpg combined. The turbo is 25 combined. In the CX-50, the comparable 2.5S historically rates 28 combined, and the 2.5 turbo around 25 combined. The hybrid blows them all away at 38 combined. If you're commuting long distances or ride-sharing part-time, that hybrid's 38 mpg will save you real money month to month, especially if gas is spiking in your area. If you're looking for the most power per pound, CX-30 Turbo is the grinner's choice. If you just want a balanced daily that still feels like a driver's car, either base 2.5 will do the trick. Let's talk driving feel, because spec sheets don't tell you how a car turns into a freeway on-ramp at 50 miles per hour. The CX-30 is playful, shorter wheelbase, less weight, and that Mazda steering give it the sport in sport utility. It's the one that makes a boring commute feel a little better. The CX-50 is calmer and more planted, wider track, longer wheelbase, so long highway runs are quieter and more stable, and rough roads don't upset it as much. If you live where the pavement is broken or you regularly hit gravel or light off-road, the CX-50's chassis and tire options make it a better companion. That's before you consider the Turbo Meridian Edition with its all-terrain rubber and added lighting, which is built to look good dirty. Space and family usability often decide this matchup. If you've got one kid, live in the city, and want to squeeze into that last parallel spot by your favorite coffee place, the CX-30 is a dream. But if car seats, a stroller, and grocery bags show up in your life all at the same time, the CX-50's extra cargo length and height make day-to-day logistics less annoying. On paper, it's 31.4 cubes versus 20.2 behind the second row. In real life, that difference is the difference between closing the hatch gently or doing the shuffle with one more bag in your hands.
Pricing time, because your monthly payment doesn't lie. For 2026, Mazda's listing the CX-30 lineup starting at $25,975 for the 2.5S. The 2.5S Select Sport slot sits at $27,660. Preferred moves to $29,290. The new Air Edition is $29,850. Carbon Edition is $31,030. And the 2.5S Premium is $33,240. If you want the Turbo Punch, the Turbo Air Edition starts at $34,410, and the Turbo Premium Plus tops out at $37,900 before destination. That's a lot of interior polish and power for under 40 grand. Slide over to the bigger car. The 2026 CX-50 opens at $29,900 for the 2.5S Select, then $32,400 for Preferred. There's a 2.5S Meridian Edition at $33,150 if you like the all-terrain tire look and blacked-out details, and a 2.5S Premium at $35,900. On the hybrid side, the Preferred starts at $34,750, the Hybrid Premium at $38,150, and Hybrid Premium Plus at $40,150. If you want the Turbo, figure $37,900 for the Standard Turbo, $40,400 for the Turbo Meridian Edition, and $42,900 for the Turbo Premium Plus, again before destination. Compared to CX-30, the CX-50 costs more, but you're paying for the extra metal, space, features, and, if you choose hybrid or turbo, more specific capability.
Here's the moment of truth, the quick who should buy which breakdown minus the fluff. If you want the smallest footprint, the best price, and with the Turbo, the most smiles per mile, grab the 2026 CX-30. It's 173 inches long, easy to park, and with up to 250 HP, it's genuinely fun. If you want space, towing, road trip comfort, and the option for 38 mpg hybrid efficiency, the 2026 CX-50 is your move. It's about 186 inches long, carries 31.4 cubes of cargo with the seats up, can tow up to 3,500 pounds when properly equipped, and offers everything from a Meridian Edition with all terrains to a plush Turbo Premium Plus with ventilated seats. That's not marketing copy, that's how the specs and options stack in the US for this model year. Before we wrap, a few smart pairings. If you live in a snowy state or head to the mountains, remember both of these have standard all-wheel drive. The difference is in clearance and tires. A CX-30 on good snow tires is brilliant. A CX-50 Meridian with all terrains feels like it was built for muddy trailhead parking lots. If you commute 15,000 miles a year and want to keep fuel costs low, the CX-50 Hybrid is the outlier that makes Mazda sense. If you want the most luxury per dollar inside a small SUV, a CX-30 2.5 Premium with the upgraded screen, heated wheel, and 360 camera will make you smile every single morning without crossing that 40 grand line. So what's the difference in one line? The CX-30 is the smallest stylish driver's crossover that trades space for agility and price. The CX-50 is the grown-up, adventure-ready one with more room, more capability, and uniquely, a 38 mpg hybrid. Pick the one that matches your lifestyle first, then your horsepower. Your backseat, your cargo, and your fuel bill will thank you.